And on that note, welcome y'all to Black of the Motherfucking Berry. I am Dean. That is the Madman Los. And we have two very, very, very important women in the building. I like to call these two young ladies, or young women, I should say, the 21st century black woman. That is the black woman who is not scared of herself, but steps into herself and is not afraid of anything that society may say to her because she don't give a fuck, because she gonna do what she want when she wants to do it. Now listen, let me let you know who it is. Relentless. Listen, let me tell you. The first person, she has a show, Sex Talk with AK, I believe. Is that it? Yes, it is. It is out on all streaming platforms. Y'all go ahead and check that out. It is going to be the beautiful Miss AK right next to me to the right. And then coming up in the blue corner, we have the dynamic and the powerful, and guess what? You can catch her poetry all around. And she is also, what's her handle at right there? It's going to be to the, that's the left of you? To the right. Left of you, or the right of the people. Right. Regardless of that, the powerful Miss Shellz, y'all, or as the social media handle says, Shellz Pen, y'all. Los, cue the applause in this motherfucker.
Cue the applause, please. Bring out the dancing lobsters.
Welcome, ladies. Thank y'all for stopping by.
This is going to be...
Appreciate y'all. We appreciate that.
It's going to be great, man.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I apologize if I'm spiking, but it's going to be that kind of episode.
Sorry. Yeah, this one's going to be... This one's for the sexy. You know what I mean? We're going to be grown and sexy, but we're going to be raunchy as well. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I think we had a theme of the last episode. We just came out, we just pulled the gloves off, we went straight to punching. So, with that being said, we have a resident poet in the building. Shellz, would you be so kind as to set it off with one of your erotic yet powerful poems?
Set the mood for us, baby.
Okay. Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Peace.
Okay. So this is called Lust. This is Lo's favorite. This is how we became friends.
Okay.
No, it's not. Is it the Sweet Nectar one?
Yeah.
Okay, Sweet Nectar. I'm more about that Sweet Nectar, boy.
I needed this break to clear my mental. However, I want to currently be folded up like a card table. Wait. Okay, let me slow my thoughts. I want to feel the coldness of the wall against my left cheek while your hand is stirring my honey pot and I start to smolder. I want to feel your kisses leaving a trail, but I need that followed by a bite at the nape of my neck. I need you to take those same fingers and put them in my mouth so I can taste what you will in a moment. Wait.
Go on.
Your turn first. I imagine you pushing me to the floor where I lower onto my knees and sit on my feet. I need you to grab a handful of my locks and block my airway. Like, seriously. I want to treat your dick as my favorite lipstick. My tonsils being slightly bruised because in my mind, I can take all of you there. I don't even care about the tears or gasp coming in between. Honestly, I can't hold off any longer. I mount you. Your head followed by those veins parting these walls in its bliss. It's been a while, so you have to let her get adjusted. I swore once my legs opened, lightning would shoot out. But the splash would only heighten the flames, caused by the friction of our motion, carnal. I want to lose my voice from moaning so guttural. Interesting choice of word. I want the pounding to summon our ancestors, like the most powerful drum. The deviance running high. I arch like a cat frightened because I am ready to milk you. I move to catch your power. One gulp as my eyes are trained on yours. Your face twisted up and the shudder so rapid. How long do you need? It's been quite some time and I need more. Lust. That wasn't
my fucking pussy.
Peace. I'm gonna be right back, y'all.
Shellz is coming out the gate, fucking swinging.
There was so many lines in there. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to text that later. She's like, I want to be folded up like a card table. Okay, make me a pretzel, bitch.
Twister. ASAP.
Yo, okay. So I'm hot It's hot in here.
God.
Yes,
I was
the
warm
temperature
when I
has-
got here. That's why I kept the jacket on.
The
Goddamn.
temperature has risen.
So I heard this poem before. How do y'all feel about it? I want to hear y'all reactions first.
My vagina is good. It's in good standing now. Like
Good to know.
You ready? Listen, there we go. Bada boom, bada bam.
Yeah, it's a check-in. We're gonna need constant
About to leave
vagina
here, like-
check-ins as the poems continue.
Got to leave here like got enough free time.
All right, there, big man. You hear it?
he's like Shellz Pen.
He like, yeah. He's sitting there like,
He's like Shellz Pen. Yeah. I need the book up privately.
Absolutely. I'm gonna need you to send me some of them for me, sister. But the thing that caught me with it is actually how, within the poetry, how visual you were able to make everything. Like I was able to follow along the whole entire way.
Honey pot.
Yeah, literally, like I saw completely everything, and I think that that's like a testament to actually your writing style and your skill as a writer. Like, let's take away the whole she was talking about sex, but from that one poem, I can tell from when we're going to ask you to do another poem that's just going to be completely unrelated, just to show like your power as a poet. I know that poem is going to be. I'm going to be able to follow along exactly as well, and that's something rare that poets like are able to do for me. We've had a lot of poets on. That's some gangster shit. Good shit.
Thank you.
OG, triple OG.
The vividness.
You summoned
Yes.
the ancestors, like
Yeah, with our pound.
bitch, respectfully, but bitch.
Go ahead now.
I think honestly, there's a lot of different poetry styles, but when you don't rhyme your words, not that there's anything wrong with poets that do that. You have to have like another, the storyline for them to follow.
Absolutely.
It has to pull, people in. And that's what I do. Like my emotion, what I'm feeling at that moment. I can't just sit down and say, okay, I'm gonna write about the wall. No, like it literally like starts
Facts.
kicking up inside of me. And then I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Absolutely.
And I've gotten, great responses for the things that I have, chose to share.
Great.
And I want people to feel that, because that's it. When you listen to a show or a song, eat a food, anything that makes you feel emotion within yourself, that's when I'm like, all right, this is for me.
That's the fucking Scorpio on her
Yeah.
talking right there. That's that motherfucking
and not
Scorpio
only that-
shit
Can
right
we
there.
mention the fact, I feel like there was so much shit that you said in that, which was just amazing. But even when you added that little chuckle in there, it was like, yeah, I'm talking my shit. But here we go. Let's drop a chuckle on it. It's like, oh, she chuckled on it.
Oh, that's what you're doing now. You chuckling now. You chuckling?
That actually brings me to my next question for both of you.
Yes.
What makes you both so comfortable crafting your sexuality as a weapon for you in today's day and age?
Into content.
100%. It's adult content, but it's tasteful.
Right.
The both of you. You see what I'm saying?
It's not just like dick and pussy.
100%.
It's like-
It's something to it. It's like,
know?
yes, with your show, for instance, with Sex Talk with AK, yes, y'all are in a bed having conversations, but the conversations are
have
worth and
substance.
needed to be had. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you draw. It's like I feel as if y'all are drawing people in with your sexuality, with your sexuality, and then using it to just catch them as fans. Like boom, like yeah, this is dope. But look at my power as an artist. Can y'all speak to that, please?
I think there's something to be said about, I feel like women are super powerful, right? So
Facts.
it's easy to be like, hey, look at my titties, like whatever. But I want to get your attention. But that is also part of me too. I'm not just relying on that. Like, I'm not judging people that do it. You want to dress sexy, go for it. But I feel like that is as much a part of me as my intelligence is a part of me. And it doesn't make it, I'm not, crazy just because I'll rely on that or talk about that. Like, that's a huge part. It's a lot of classy freaks out here. And the people that actually, they say they freaks.
You might
He
not
ain't really
that.
freak.
They're not
Nah,
freaks
actually.
because real freaks don't talk about it.
Facts.
We're about it, But I learned from a very early on. We were chatting about our zodiac and everything. Like being a Scorpio, being sexual is a very huge part of me. And
Yes.
if I suppress it, that's kind of like me being in water and drowning. Like I can't. Even
Facts.
when I walk into a room, like my aura, like I can still be super covered up, and then the sexy will still convey because for me, it's mental.
Talk about
first.
Talk about
It's
it.
like
So
leaking and seeking out of your pores. You know what I mean? Like it's like, boom, I'm a sexual person.
yeah.
So AK, tell us about what about your open sexuality.
So, the one thing I always learned, especially being black, and I feel like this is something we really have to focus a lot on. In black households, they don't talk about sex often, right? I feel like, especially within talking to my friends and like having friends of a lot of different backgrounds, majority of them never had a sex talk. My family was a little different. So when I actually had my sex talk, I was 14. I was already fucking, but if you ask me, I wasn't fucking. I was already like, you know, I had 2 boyfriends at the time. It was crazy. But I remember my auntie coming up to me, and I always bring this story up because I remember it being so pivotal, like in who I was. And like later on doing my research, I understood why it was so important. So my sex talk was more so like, I know you're having sex. I'm like, no, I'm not. She's like, okay, well, I know you're having sex. But I want to tell you sex is good. Sex is fun. Sex is natural. Sex is what you are going to do anyway, right? She's like, but make sure that you're having fun with it. Make sure you're having sex because you want to have sex, not because you're being forced to have sex.
Right.
You know, like, make sure you're doing this for you, not for anybody else. And then my sex talk was followed with, like, pictures of, like, fucking herpes and syphilis and all that good stuff, right?
Of course.
So it was more educational. Like, all right, cool. If you're going to have sex, be careful. If you're not going to be careful, this is what it could look like. This is what your vagina is going to look like. I told my gyno, I just saw her like 2 days ago. I was like, this is the only cooch I got. I got to, you know, I was like, you could keep on testing me every time I come in here. Like, and that's the one thing also I tell people, when you go to your doctor, make sure that they test you for everything, because doctors will not test you for everything unless you ask to be tested for
That is true.
Fact.
But yeah, long story short, ended up doing like my research later on in life. And I was reading this book, and I saw in the book that they said people who did not get the sex talk, or basically like people who were told sex is bad, sex is like you're supposed to wait till marriage, stuff like that.
They become deviants.
It shapes who they are. Actually, not even that. It shapes who they are when they get older, and they're more shameful about certain things. Like they feel guilty about the sex that they're having, whether it be kink, whether it's not, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, oh yeah, like I might be into getting choked. I might be into like getting flogged or whatever else.
Whoa, slow down.
But
Yeah, what's flog?
What is that?
flogs, like it's like a flogger. It's a whip, but it has like multiple strands on it.
Oh, okay.
You can use it for impact play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Resume.
like, they might be into like getting flogged or some shit like that, but like now they feel guilty about it because in the back of your mind, even though you're not thinking about it in that moment, it's still in the back of your head. Like, okay, my parent told me that this is bad
or weird or taboo
or X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So, I mean, I definitely feel like my parents' approach. My mom didn't give me the sex talk. It was my auntie. But, like, she didn't want to give it because she had me at a young age. So I feel like she felt weird about it, you know?
Right.
And she probably would have approached it wrong. So I'm still very grateful in that sense because, like, I'm like, all right, cool. I am shaped into the person I am today, where I feel super comfortable about it because my family is super free. They're super open. Like, sex jokes, like, fly across the table like it's nothing. Like, family dinners, inappropriate. Like, inappropriate. And like I'm like really grateful for that because it's like when I started Sex Talk with AK, I'm like, everybody's having sex. We all are doing it, but we're not talking about certain things. Like, and when I book my guests like to come on my show and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, what do you want to talk about? Like, I make them pick their own topics because I want them to be comfortable in what they have to talk about.
Right.
I want each episode to be like, all right, cool. Today I'm learning about BDSM. Today I'm going to learn about polygamy. Today I'm going to learn about threesomes. Today I'm going to learn about fucking wild shit. Like, you know? So
and today at Black and the Bear, we're gonna learn about all of them.
But yeah, like I don't know. I realized I want to become a sex therapist later on in life.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm like, why not start talking about it now? I feel like we're all 20-something or older or whatever like that, but we're all like, we live in a world right now where like women are able to talk about sex so freely.
Absolutely.
It's like, shit, let me jump in on this, like, and have a blast with it.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Well, you know what? I think now, since the door has been opened, let's all take a swig because we about to go for it.
Salud.
Yes, cheers.
Salud to sex.
Now,
Is
you
that
said
the
polygamy.
Oh God.
I gotta get right into it. Let's go to it.
Right off the bat.
Well, polygamy. Let's just. I forgot. I looked at my own research. So polygamy is if you're married to two different partners. The technical term.
Okay.
It's a what is it? Polygamy. Polyamorous. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for the. Thank you. So, being I don't even know where the fuck to take this because this is like my first like time where I had someone that's like I could actually touch them and see it. And I'm like, wow, So
Yes.
How the fuck did you get into that?
How did I become poly?
Yeah,
I love Miss Shell's face right now. Yo, Connor, let's get the view on it. Yeah, she was like, "Oh, word, we here? Yeah, we here. Black of the Berry, welcome, motherfuckers."
So I tell people I always start this story off with I've always been a cheater. Like,
okay,
right?
Right.
Boom. Let's just start
a woman
there.
who's a cheater. Okay, there we go.
I'm a
Finally.
Gemini. We like freedom. Like, that's our thing. We don't like to be, like, held down.
Goddamn
Like,
Geminis.
like, you got to put us in a cage. Like, we fucking lose our mind in a cage. So I always was a cheater. I like women. I like men. I identify as fluid because some days I like women more. Some days I like men more. I just don't know what I'm ever in the mood for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, all right, I'm in the mood for this. I'm in the mood for that. Like, whatever. I've dated women. I've dated men. My longest relationship with a woman was like for 3 years. But we both still liked men. So we would like always like venture out, like do our own thing separately. Every once in a blue, we would like come together, like, with a guy that we felt was like worthy or whatever to share, and then that was it. But yeah, like, so I'm like, okay, cool. So when I was with my ex-girlfriend, I was at the point where I was like, I feel like instead of us doing things separately, we should just like, go out there and like do things together. Like, so start dating a man so like we can start settling down with another man. I was cheating on her, whatever. Long story short.
Hold on. The way you just said it was like, yeah, whatever.
Well, already you said it. She's a cheater.
Long story
So
short, I'm a cheater. Like, there's no denying that shit. Like,
Eddie Guerrero
least you
will
own
be
it.
proud.
I've cheated on like
cheat, you still
in every
fucking-
relationship I've ever been in. I've cheated.
Oh.
Hey guys, you guys now know.
Okay, all right. Well, shit, fire, save matches.
Fuck it, what's this?
So like, I ended up in a relationship where I met this guy, and he's like, "Oh, let's have a threesome, whatever, like that." And like his girl, beautiful. Me and her still very cool. End of the story, whatever. So we have this threesome, and like this was like during like one of those like snowstorms or some shit like that.
Of course.
Perfect in that.
Of course.
Being snowed in with a threesome.
Yeah.
Bruh, I was like, oh, it's snowing like OD, like whatever, like that. They're like, nah, just still come. So me, I'm hype as fuck. I packed my spending the night bag. Like,
Oh, she was ready to go.
And women spend the night bag. I didn't know that was a real thing for women. That shit is real for
the
women.
whole bag,
You
the
find
spending the night
anything
bag,
in that motherfucker,
everything
too.
in there. So I'm like, all right, cool. I go there, end up staying there for like 3 days straight.
Oh shit!
Like-
you didn't have enough clothes for the vacation.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did.
Because you got to prepare yourself. You never know. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And within that, like, that's when I was first learning about, like, unicorns and stuff like that. So I
What's
became
that?
a unicorn is the person who joins the relationship.
They're a third.
They're a third.
Okay.
Call them unicorns.
them a spirit
They're rare, special, kind of thing like that. Just, it sounds great. So, yeah, so, like, I'm there, and then, like, after the first night, we're all fucking around, like, they're like, yeah, like, let's chill. I remember we woke up in the morning, I was like, oh, y'all want me to make breakfast? And they're like, breakfast? You finna make us breakfast? I was like, yeah, sure. So I go to the kitchen. She's, like, chilling with him. We both happen to be bartenders. So she makes us drinks, like, I'm cooking, and then we just started this dynamic where it was like, all right, cool, whoever cooks, cooks. Whoever doesn't cook is the bartender for the night, and you get to chill with the guy who was involved. So we took turns, and like I remember at one point she was just like, seeing you guys on the couch together, just like, I don't know, I just felt really happy about it. Like, it was great. Long story short, she fucked it up. But then after that, no, he fucked it up.
How?
He got jealous.
We gotta know.
He got jealous.
Jealous?
Yeah, he got jealous.
How?
Honestly, he couldn't last long in bed, and when you have another partner there, like, there's no stopping. Like, all right, cool, you can't go another round, but everybody knows women on women sex lasts forever, like forever.
How the
Like,
fuck you get jealous of that? I'm like,
there's
y'all do
no
what y'all
like,
do. I'm
we in the bed still fucking, and he's like, I'm like, all right, whatever. So he, long story short, tries to like separate us, like it breaks up like the relationship, everything like that. Joke's on him because I still fucked after we broke up. So
We need like a savage counter.
That's a fact. Because AK inspiring me.
1
I'm
point,
gonna share
AK.
one of my savage stories.
Oh, yes, we are here for it. We here.
This is genius today.
Viva la raza.
So I just had to like.
I'm sorry.
Yes, please continue.
So I just realized like, okay, cool. Like I'm tired of cheating, blah, blah, blah. Me and my ex-girlfriend, we were attempting everything like that. We broke up, whatever. So now I'm free. I'm in the world. I'm like, whatever. But I knew like monogamy is not for me.
Okay.
Like being a person who was cheating, it takes a lot of fucking work. I never really got caught. I always told on myself. So it was like, whatever.
Okay, big ups to you for that.
The most scandalous motherfuckers out here.
Yo, never got caught.
You know what? You look like a black Carmen Sandiego in that little maroon jacket. Over there stealing and swindling niggas.
I'm over here like, I told
Taking
myself,
all their bitches.
I don't know if to be ashamed of you or inspired. I am so...
Got you into the relationship and still
my
fucking your
God.
bitch afterwards.
inspired,
That's the
though.
most savage shit. Hold on, let's go back. Rewind. She took your bitch. And then you sabotaged your own relationship. And she was still fucking your bitch afterwards.
And he left.
Hold on.
He lived with Shorty too.
While you was
she
boning
kicked
him?
him out.
Hold on.
And we
Los.
still fucked afterwards.
Los,
Okay, wait.
cue the applause, please.
Not only that, I don't want to get nobody no clout.
Christ.
I really don't want to get nobody the clout. And I don't want to disrespect somebody I don't know. But it sounds like motherfucker had a small ego. All right? You know what I'm saying? Like, because you got to let that shit go. You know what I mean? Y'all can do whatever y'all want. Y'all want to scissor and fuck or do all type of shit? I'm going to take this nap and play Xbox. Do whatever you got to do.
Or he could have all right, everybody, we gotta make sure we get more into the mic. Or what he could have done is just kind of man up and be like, hey, listen, I thought I wanted this. I don't.
That's it.
Right.
But he
You know
was
what I'm
selfish. He wanted to like basically fuck
his
us
cake and eat
separate.
his too.
Yeah, so it was weird. But yeah, like so long story short, me being single, I was single up until recently. And when I met my boyfriend, I was just like, listen, monogamy is not for me. This is not what I want to do. Like I was like, so later on in life we can add somebody else. I was like, because I still have the desire to mess with women every now and then. I was like, and I don't think you're gonna have a problem with like, you know, messing with somebody else. We recently met our girlfriend a couple of weeks ago. It's very fresh, very new.
Okay.
She happens to be a Gemini as well.
Oh, goddamn.
And a bartender.
Brother, where you at? I'm looking.
So you
I can't-
dealing
I
with-
can't see you, but
He's a
Yeah, so you
Libra.
dealing with
He's a Libra.
four different women.
So he's in an orgy.
Maybe 5 or 6 depending on the day.
Orgy relationship.
Bless your
by
heart, my
himself.
brother.
Yeah,
Bless your heart.
He's in an orgy relationship. That's what's going on. He's dealing with 5 different personnaties.
He waking up like, all right, so who do we have today in the building? Who's here? All right. This is where we're at? Okay.
AK, present. I'm the girl. Present. Okay, all right. We're good today. All
We're
right.
good today. We're
But
good.
he's a Libra, so Libras and Geminis are actually
yeah,
very
balanced,
like
yeah.
perfect, like you know, couples or whatever. And like more so, like she at first when we introduced the whole thing, we introduced it as like her being a unicorn. So this is like kind of like the plot twist because I'm a unicorn in another relationship. So
So you have another relationship currently still?
Yes, I
So
still
you're in
have
2 relationships.
like 3. To be honest, because I have my primary.
Boom.
Me and him are primary partners, which
Okay.
means like at the end of the day, like
Y'all together. Y'all live
it's
together.
it's
Yeah.
just us,
Right.
right?
Y'all
So if
come back to each other no matter what
yes,
y'all do.
If everything else fails, it's literally just us,
Okay.
right? Then we have our relationship with our girlfriend, so that's another relationship. Then I have my own separate relationship where I'm a unicorn for a married couple,
Okay.
so I date them too. So it's a lot of.
Y'all are some real Will and Jada shit right now. There's a lot of Will and Jada vibes.
But to be honest, it takes like a shit ton of communication. A lot of people think that it's something super easy, especially me, like being like in the middle of like these 3 relationships. Like it's a lot of fucking work. I'm not gonna lie. But like the one thing that I appreciate, because we caught ourselves in like a situation where like everybody's kind of like messing around or whatever like that. And like during the situation, I was like, okay, I'm like checking in with him, right? So I'm like, are you okay with this? Like, is it okay if we keep on doing X, Y, and Z, or this, that, and a third? So now in our relationship and our dynamic, and we introduced this to our girlfriend as well, we like just shout out check-in. At any time, we could be driving, we could be talking, we could be eating food, just check in, like. And check-in means, like, you have, like, the free space to, like, say whatever the fuck you want to say. Like, it's not judged. It's not going to be, like, taken, like, wrong or anything like that. We need you just to talk and see how you feel. Like, how do you feel about X, Y, and Z? How do you feel about this? Like, especially after play, too. Like, you want to be like, okay, I'm checking in. Like, was there something that happened in this setting that you weren't okay with or anything like that? And to be honest, I feel like that's the best thing I've ever done in any of my relationships, because we normally don't check on our partners and see like how are they doing. Like, we just assume everything is fine. Like, life is just keep on moving. And then when you find yourself in conflict, now conflict is brand spanking new to you. You didn't even see this shit coming.
And it's brewing with that person.
It's like it's brewing, but instead when you're checking in, like, we probably check in like every other day, daily. Sometimes it depends on what's going on. Like, especially when we were introducing the girlfriend, like, we were checking in like, you good, nigga? Like, I'm good. Like,
y'all still with us? You still with? Are you still watching?
Are you sure? Like on some Netflix shit. But yeah, I mean, that's how I found myself in a poly relationship. I know that's how I'm going to live the rest of my life. We recently been having conversations, especially from switching our girlfriend from a unicorn to a girlfriend, like an actual girlfriend. We had conversations, and last night me and her had our own individual time before we met up with him. And, like, we were talking about it because, like, I had to ask him, like, are you okay with having 2 baby moms? Like, is this something that you want to do? Like, because this is what we're living towards. Is he or am I?
You are.
Hello.
No, it's you. It's definitely you. He's the goat for being so understanding and open.
Yes.
You're the goat for really just embracing all this damn love.
Orchestrating the shit.
You're like, come love me, man. Whoever wants to love. It's like for you, you're like stuck in the 70s right now.
It's very fascinating to me because I know personally that I don't have the bandwidth for that. Like, I
don't think I could either.
I don't, because I listen, I'm jealous. I get angry. I could just see me not going well with it, just being like, not today. Like,
or ever.
You got Justin today. I'm not with the shits.
Right.
But so I think, but just because I'm not with it doesn't mean that I don't like respect people who do it. And then and then I kind of look at it from like a business aspect of it. So like, for instance, like, obviously marriage is, you enter into a business contract. You see what I'm saying? So
don't marry for love. That's stupid.
I think it should be a combination of love as well as as well as money.
If our
and
money
finances
is not
as well.
right, we're not getting married.
What happened? Say it again.
I said if our money is not right, we are not getting married.
Oh, of course, you can't. Oh, yeah, no, you shouldn't be getting married until everybody
I can
is
love
equally
you and not
yoked.
be married to you.
100%. No, you have to be equally yoked at that point. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is when you're finding the person and getting to that point, getting everything right. But what I'm saying is that when, in the poly relationship, I feel as if it's interesting just because y'all are at that point pooling your resources together. So now if y'all make the test of time and y'all decide to come together like that, and y'all have, let's say when you have the first kid, that's 3 parents. At the second kid, that's still 3 parents.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
village.
And maybe even 4, depending on what you got going. Maybe if you add a 4th to it, it
Or
depends.
a twin gene or whoever.
I don't
just
know if we got it
understands.
anymore. I'm kind of like, I'm capped. I'm busy. like,
Now, you were definitely occupied.
occupied.
He's definitely
But if
occupied.
you look back in history, poly relationships were things that were happening already.
Right.
Like it was like, that's why I say monogamy is a social construct. Like it's meant to like just keep you with this one person. Divorce rates are super high. Like it's like if you ever look at like gay and lesbian relationships, when they get married, they say married forever.
Right.
For fucking ever. Also, I always joke about this, but like lesbians, we end up in relationships in like 2 seconds. But like we be together.
Bringing a U-Haul on the first date.
First date. I swear to God, like I met my girlfriend in an orgy and like we were
Whoa.
we were girlfriend and girlfriend the next day. And we stayed together for 3 years. So it's like I met her in that orgy.
So I do. Hold on.
An all-girl orgy
Before you get
too.
on that, before you get on that, Los, because we have to pivot.
I feel like this is like a sexual onion. Like
Hold on.
every layer is like,
Well,
now
it's
it's drugs too, right?
It's time to pivot to Miss Shellz because before AK went on, while AK was talking, Miss
Yes, you
Shellz
said you
did
had a
say
savage story.
she wanted to open up her savage story. So
I'm ready.
Yeah.
the floor is yours.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
It's really spicy today.
yeah.
Yo, I wish we could smoke in here. God damn it, Matt. Why can't we have Colorado Matt? Where's Colorado Marcus?
Notepad.
He's on vacation.
That motherfucker, he need to come back.
It mainly was I met a girl like on Facebook or whatever, and we had like this really intense like phone relationship, and she was
Is it long distance?
Yeah, she lived in Georgia.
What do you identify as?
That's not that.
I'm bi.
Okay.
Because now I'm like,
Just
maybe
so
I
now
should
I
say,
know, like,
I should
you're
say fluid.
like, yeah, gotcha.
But
They might fuck around and meet up after this episode.
I gotta get
Hey, big
approval
fella.
from too many people.
How do y'all feel about this?
I'll be like, I watch though. I like that.
Oh my God. There's a threshold we
love
have
watching.
crossed.
This is definitely
I do
Black
too.
and the Berry
I love
It's my
Midnight.
watching.
favorite thing to do.
It's like honestly just sitting there and just watching, like even like just like
I'll be
segue.
coaching.
Yeah.
Like even when he was like fucking our girlfriend like the first time like we like met up, and I'm just sitting there just like, wow, this is beautiful. Like I was just happy as fuck.
I'm like, put that leg up.
It's
You gotta arch more. You need to arch more.
You gotta be a coach in a threesome.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
tell
a
you
beginning
something.
arch. You need the advanced
The beginning guy.
arch like you never arched before.
So yeah.
So she lived in Georgia, and I thought at first like she was a catfish, right? So I was asking for certain pictures, and I'm like, yo, she's really beautiful. Like, okay, cool. So we would start talking and everything. Anyway, I didn't know that she had got like a boyfriend, kinda, but he lived closer to me, so he lived in Jersey. So she ended up like saying I love you and stuff like that. And with women, like it makes me weird because I turn into like the guy kinda like that. That dominant.
I told you that's
energy.
21st century women.
I'm super submissive with men.
I am.
Super
I'm very-
dominant with women.
calm down,
Right,
girl.
I'm very submissive.
Yeah.
Moving too fast.
But so she was like, my birthday was coming up 1 year, so it's probably like over a year. So she told me she loved me. I told her I loved her. Cool, great. And then it's not savage because like it's just I'll just finish story. So I had a boyfriend. It's a lot of women deal with a lot. So he was like a premature ejaculator, and it was small, and I dealt with it because he was nice. But it's,
I did that
it's
shit too,
bullshit.
but I
That's
cheated.
some American
Yeah,
pie shit.
like
right
I would
there.
never do that shit again. Like
My
So
ex-boyfriend
here's my question.
was,
So what's the reason for staying if it ain't gonna work out?
he
like
was
that?
sweet.
no. So for me, like
fuck you
so
gonna
this is
do
me.
with it?
Wait,
But I
What
so,
you supposed to do with
No,
it?
no,
I
no,
had
no.
to cheat to stay happy.
No, but you
No,
might
no.
well have left him at that point.
No, no.
You can't even do nothing
So-
with it. It's like, oh, this is what we're working with.
No, because this
you
is what
love
you
someone?
do. Yeah, you
Love
do
my
with
ass.
it. No, you just learn how to
You know how
like
girls
so.
say they get blind. You know what I'm saying? They get blind to when.
Man, y'all
you know-
should
No,
have been the fuck
You
out
get
of there.
blinded by dick.
Yeah, no. So this is
That one?
so
Where
this
is
is how I
it?
dealt with it.
It wasn't the dick, it was the personality.
Right. He was sweet. And when you deal with a lot of assholes or whatever, like, because I have this, and I'm going to toot my own horn, but I have this good energy sometimes, right? So people will be drawn to me. And a lot of people are fixated on the idea of me, not actually the reality, right? So I become like
I
this.
saw that meme the other day, and
Yeah.
I was like, that's a fact.
It's true. You get kind of like the cat and mouse thing, and you just want to leech on. But like you were saying, the sexual onion, there's a lot of layers to me. But I can be, I can be the best friend or because I've been a side chick, I've been a mistress, I'm a wife now, but I've been a girlfriend, I'm a baby mother. Like there's a lot of different things depending on what you go through in your life. You got to turn on a different type of hat. Like, cause my husband now, like, we was wildin'. Like, I met him when I was a young little girl, and then we started fucking around, and then for the next 5 or 6 years, I would fuck with him, whether I had a boyfriend, he had a girl, I never cared. Like, we just kept, like, being drawn to each other.
See,
And I
that's
would
love.
cheat on my people with him. And he would cheat, and I never took none of his girls serious. I'm like, fuck out of here, bitch. Like, it was really bad. It's horrible. So anyway.
We're here today.
Well, glad y'all married now.
Yeah, right. And now,
I feel you on that
now
one.
now we
That's been
fake
me.
faithful. So,
Faithful.
so, but the thing with her was, so the guy that I dealt with the premature ejaculation, the reason why I did it is because I told myself that I wasn't gonna, I'll make it work for me. So long as I could come, because I know how to do that. Like, I'll get on top. I would just ride slow. And then the only redeeming thing that he had about him is that he would come fast, but he would stay hard.
He ate pussy.
No, he licked pussy like a cat. But this is the thing.
Oh, not the cat, the baby
The
tongue.
milk lap is
The baby,
disgusting.
ooh.
But the thing that could happen though, listen,
Dropping your mic.
I could have like a good little 15-minute session. I would just, he would just bust off and we would keep going. So that made it worth it for me. Like, he didn't like nut and then go soft. So I made it work. But anyway, it's just when people, so he's the Pisces. So anyway,
Fuck Pisces.
right. So
Y'all
I
heard
had
me.
I had this guy, and so she came up to New York for my birthday, and I knew her boyfriend too. So we went out to dinner. So we never met each other in person before. We go to dinner, and she's holding my hand, and I'm looking at him like, damn, he's like, he getting a little jealous. He was cool with it, but I wasn't really attracted to her boyfriend, but we're holding hands. So we at the restaurant. She's like, come with me to the bathroom. So I'm like, cool. We're like making out in the bathroom and shit.
This is the best part about dating women. You
Right.
can go to the bathroom together.
It was
Like,
fire. And
Ain't gonna lie, I'm
so,
a little hot.
we had
I'm a
spent
little cooped up over here.
we had spent the whole day together. We had like dinner together, but I noticed that like she was paying more attention to me. So when she went to the bathroom again, and I was like, listen, let me talk to you, talking to her boyfriend. And I'm like, how you feel about this? Like, you good? Because I knew the reason why me and her wasn't in a relationship is because I wasn't ready to full on date a woman at that point in my life. And I didn't know how to explain it to my daughter. And so I told her, I don't want to play with you. I'm that person. I will cut my nose off to spite my face. I don't lead people on. I will throw the whole thing out the window before I play with people's emotions. I don't like that. And
Respect.
I don't like when people do that.
I like that.
So he said he didn't care. So I was like, cool. So I texted my boyfriend and I was like, we probably just gonna shoot back out to Jersey. We was in the city, so we're gonna shoot back to Jersey real quick. I'm gonna chill with them and then I'm gonna get on the train and come home. So he's like, cool. Now I left him at my apartment. So we go to the house, smoking and everything. We're drinking. And at this point, like, we've been outside all day. So I want to take a shower, and I guess they was getting it popping on the couch while I was in the shower. So she was saying she's about to go to bed. So I'm looking around like, wait, like, bitch, I'm not staying the night for nothing. Like, you about to give that pussy up. Like, let's go.
Where the pussy at?
Yeah, like, come here.
We here. We here.
So I follow her to the room. And then because I was dealing with the small person, the boyfriend had a big dick, right? So, like, we're fucking around, and then she's like, so we're like, my thing that the women that I've messed with, I feel like I'm a pleaser, and I have an oral fixation, right? So I suck dick. I love to suck dick. I love to eat pussy. I haven't found a person does it that hasn't done it as great as me, right? So, like, when she was all right
Women
for what
eat
she was
pussy the
doing.
best, to
They
be
do,
honest.
but she
was just.
Because y'all
I
know what
felt
y'all
like
doing.
she was
obviously.
scared
Y'all
though.
got one.
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
I hope she wasn't cat-licking his shit.
no, she was going in.
Oh, she was going in. She just
but
wasn't as great.
right, I felt like
you have
I was
to work up to, like,
I was
pussy
worshiping
eating
it,
skills,
like
so.
her. It was fat, it was juicy, it was everything. I was like, okay, come here. Like,
I'm just
so
imagining
anywho's-
Jill Scott as this
Yo.
woman. I want to let you know that.
Listen,
I just want to let you know that the woman in my head that you keep speaking of is Jill Scott to
I'm
me.
gonna need to go outside.
Jill
Jill
Scott. I love.
Jill Scott sex man. I would pay to watch.
She
Nah,
just
Rihanna
looked like
sex.
she smelled
Nah.
like
Fucking
honey.
Rihanna. Jill Scott.
Actually,
fucking
Rihanna
bringing
and
it.
Chris Brown sex. I feel like you got to bring them two together.
Yeah.
I don't need
That
Chris Brown. I don't
Oh,
really
that's
need
to
Chris
be
Brown.
honest,
I don't need Chris Brown
to
for
be
this.
honest,
I don't need Chris for
when
this.
everything hit the fan, I'm like, I know they having some bomb ass.
Yeah,
sex.
you could
Like,
tell he
you
got
could
good dick,
tell.
too.
And
Like-
his dick just like, I swear to God, babe, you hear this? If Chris Brown ever asked me to come backstage, I'm going.
Nah, that's a fact.
I'm running.
Nah,
matter of fact.
and I've seen
I'm
it.
stripping on my way.
All right,
Like,
I just thought of
all
a
right,
question
hold on.
before the not cut you. Oh, actually, finish the thing.
yes.
Okay, so we're having this super like erotic thing going on, and then so she's like eating my pussy, and then he's fucking her from the back, and then she says,
This is a whole porno scene.
it's crazy. So then she says,
Threesomes are porn.
it was my first
always.
threesome, and it was my birthday weekend. So
Ooh.
yes,
Look at you.
So
Shout out.
I was lit, and so she was like, "Baby, like," she was talking to me. She was like, "You want some dick, like, you know?" And she was like, "Baby, like, give her some dick. Like, she been missing it. You know, she hasn't had, you know, good dick in like a while." And he started. It was type lit, but the thing was, I wasn't attracted to him, so it was kind of just like a dildo. Like, even
That's
though
why
it
you
was
gotta focus
attached
in
to
on
a
the
body, right? I mean, I came or whatever, but so like.
It's fine.
You know,
Right.
I made it work.
I was
Still got my nut on.
right.
I was
you
in the
know.
focus.
I ain't come here for nothing.
I was leaving.
I ain't come to play with y'all.
Right. But so then like we finished, and then the dopest thing was like we just like laid in the bed together, right? And then when he got up in the morning, he went to go get us coffee, and then we was having sex like when he went to go get us coffee, and then he made breakfast for us. Like it was so dope.
Aftercare.
And then I went back home and I broke up with my boyfriend, and I was done. But I'm a loser though, because I never saw her again. I ghosted her. It's so bad. I ghosted her.
Yo, this story is pretty fucking savage.
It was savage
Right.
and a terrible.
Like,
Time
she-
out.
It's one of those
Time
like
out. Can we-
cliffhanger movies.
No, I'ma
like
tell
I'm
y'all why.
tight
We
right
need
now.
we need to make a short story about this.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
I need closure.
Like,
I'm
yeah.
gonna give y'all
I'm
closure.
heartbroken.
No, listen, I felt really bad. But
On this
listen,
whole damn trip for you to kill us at the end.
no, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is why, and Lord, I hope this never like falls into her hands. But fuck it, 2020, New Year, worse me. Okay, so the issue
I love
was
this show. I love this fucking show. Fuck y'all. I love this shit.
so the issue was.
You're worse me.
So the issue is like I'm a very, very, and I'm not gonna shame anybody. Because,
Hold on. Just give us a second. Cause
Okay,
none of us,
I'm sorry. All
Hold
right,
on,
I'll
hold on. We need a second for this shit. Yo, that's so fucking. Listen, y'all heard it here first. If any of y'all fucking take that shit, y'all better go give and
That's
pay
my next-
Shellz some
that's my
fucking
next
money.
caption.
Good shit. Yo, listen, Shellz, that was some fucking great shit.
No, wait. I can't even-
Not great, but it was like y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about.
But
That
I
was- that
can't
was
even
fucking
take
great.
credit. That's from my girl Coco. I can't even take credit for that. But
Shout
that
out to Coco.
Yeah, shout out
Appreciate
to Coco.
you.
But
Hey, Coco.
that shit was funny, and I've been rocking with it. So
2020 words me.
yeah, worse me. Fuck that. Like so.
That's gonna be my caption when
Yes,
I.
yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm about to cross this off, and instead of king, I'm about to put slut. After this episode, I don't know.
Now you gotta put dildo across it. Just dildo.
I don't know what's going on now.
She said I wasn't attracted to him, but he was a dildo. You are a story fucking teller.
Or
My
organic
God.
dildo.
Yeah, you gotta be.
Organic dildo.
He smelled nice, and his house was clean. He was dope. Like, he was like, such a sweet man, but I'm not attracted. I'm not attracted. Like, my pussy just won't do nothing. I mean, it gets wet, but whatever. So anyway.
Yeah.
I love y'all.
So now the reason why she never heard from me again is because we tried to talk. I felt like I was doing her a favor, right? Because I can't give you children, you know what I mean? And I knew that she loved this man, and I felt like I was going to be too big of a temptation. And so I backed away. And now I'm going to be I'm not shaming women, I'm really not, but I'm a very clean person, and this is why I never had a threesome in a long ever. That was my first time. Is because I want to know what happens when you have threesomes. Do you switch the condoms? Do you guys share test results? Like, I knew that we were good, but there was an issue, and the issue is that the chemistry from her being on him and me, it messed up my chemistry. And I was
pH.
pissed. Yeah, the pH
pH.
got thrown off.
You have to
and
be
I
careful
I
in
was
threesomes.
so upset about that. And I went to the doctor, and I had to like get my little whatever to fix it. But I was freaking out. I knew I didn't have a STD or anything, but that shit, I was pissed. And that's why I never
Can
spoke
we
to
pause?
her.
Yeah, can y'all
I was
elaborate
gonna
on
say we
that?
have
Yeah,
to pause
please. Because,
I was gonna say
um,
we have to explain
The
the
pH.
whole
I'm thinking about
pH.
water and shit. I'm like,
No.
No, so every woman has a pH balance like that's in your coochie. So what you smell from a woman, like whenever you like get close, like whatever the smell in the air is
Yes.
during
The
sex.
pheromones.
Yes, men have pH as well,
Right.
But you guys, I feel like majority of men don't know this shit. So it's like whatever. So when you're mixing and you're in like a relationship or something like that, or like you're having raw sex especially, you are mixing your pHs, right? And so like a lot of times I've even seen like funny ass memes like talking about it, like, yeah, you might say like a bitch is like pussy smells fishy or whatever like that, but you contributed to that. It's not her on her own doing that.
It's your aesthetic.
It's like literally like you guys are like contributing. And I was watching like Seeking Sister Wives or something like that, and one of the wives made her like the sister wife who was coming in actually go on the same diet that they were on. She like refused them to be able to have sex like separately for like 6 months or something, like not even 6 months, like 6 weeks I think. Something like that, just so she could be on the same pH as them, so she didn't fuck herself over. So when your pH balance is fucked up, you'll normally see like you'll have like yeast infections. There's bacterial vaginosis. That's when your like coochie stinks, like it reeks. I actually had that once because my ex was cheating on me with another girl, and that's how I knew. Because I'm like, all right, cool. My coochie smells like this. Before you started fucking around. Now you're fucking around. You bringing that dick back to me.
Dirty dick.
And now dirty dick is making my coochie feel a little weird.
Dirty dick Dan, you fucking asshole. With a 9 pH level.
Yes. So you literally have to protect yourself, like especially within threesomes. Like like if you're gonna have a threesome, you should switch condoms if you are using condoms. If you're not using condoms, then somebody gotta clean the dick off before it goes into the next like vagina, because if not, you're gonna fuck yourself over.
I know. I mean, I knew, but I figured if it wasn't the STD thing, I'm like, I could deal. I just didn't think that would happen, and it turned me off. I was like, it's like a girl going to suck dick and the balls stink. It's a lie. I was just like, nah, like
pH.
Yeah, and so. But I just politely like backed away from her, and then they happy now, good for them. But that was like,
they're still together.
Yeah, they engaged in everything. Good for
Look
them.
at you.
It might work for them, but me just and I'm not. And she's not. She's a beautiful person, and I could have handled it better for sure. But I was so like thrown off. I was just like, nah, bro. Like I can't do this. And I've never really told this story, but here we are. So yeah, but I just stopped talking to her.
She's gonna be on YouTube and every streaming platform.
She be alright. She's blocked.
I hope my ex-girlfriend, she just started getting back on Instagram. If you see this, I'm sorry, babe. Not really.
New year, worst me.
So
I got one more beer. Who want it?
I'll take it.
There you go.
So quick question for y'all. I mean, yeah.
It's like all around the world.
I got a couple questions for y'all because I got while y'all was doing this, I was gathering.
Oh, we got nothing but time, baby.
I know.
Don't rush it.
I got y'all. So
we can have a part 1 and part 2 to this.
Time, be slow with it.
Double entendre.
Shellz, I'll start with you.
Okay.
Celebrity threesome. Now it could be train or threesome.
What's a choo-choo and what's a threesome?
I mean, 2 guys and 1 girl.
That's a train. That is not a train.
That's a threesome.
That is a threesome.
All right. Well, for the
once you
untrained,
once you add the third guy, then we can call it a choo-choo if that's what you want to say. But honestly, it's an orgy.
Because honestly, in my threesomes, the men would be touching each other too. So.
Ooh. I haven't done that.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, so
all right, I'm sorry.
All right, so threesome.
That's the type of I watch,
so
I'm like looking like through the glass, like at their faces, like y'all hear the same shit.
So yeah, celebrity threesome.
I love the way
I thought this was a no judgment zone.
It's
like,
not.
what's going on?
It's not.
no judgment
I'm
here.
amazed.
I just didn't know.
I'm like in like I'm in like a fucking candy shop right now. I'm like, whoo, this is cool.
All right, so 2 dudes or 2 people, 2 women or whoever.
Can I do both if I do it really quick?
Sure.
Okay.
Take your time. Don't rush.
So my celebrity threesome with men would be Lorenz Tate. I don't know. He just he got fire dick. I have no idea. It's just because he's not aging. I don't care. I'm 5'5". Long as you're taller than me, we're good.
That 1 inch, it does something.
Nah, let me tell. Wait, hold on. Wait. How tall are you?
6 foot.
Okay. So I'm not even being funny, right? In my experience, short men because like I said, I'm 5'5". So if you're taller than me, whatever, short men, they make up for that height and that dick size. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Skinny guys too.
And skinny, yes.
Skinny niggas, they pull up like
woo. They be packing the punch.
The dick rings the bell. Matter of
and
fact,
for stocky
I
men,
was only 185 pounds.
and stocky men, they got that heavy dick. So I'll figure it all out. Like, what's up?
That now river vein in his head.
Okay.
Because he's like, listen, all right.
All right, you get to it.
All right.
Who is it?
Okay, Lorenz Tate and Lorenz Tate and probably Chris Brown.
And they fucking.
They don't gotta be fucking. They just
they gotta be pleasuring you, worshiping your body.
Focus on me,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
But
All right, so what
like
about the
Cola
girls now?
Cheek, so Rihanna, obviously. I just want to like eat her pussy. I don't know what it is. She just so
She
fire
probably
to
smell
me.
like Fenty. Some shit.
Probably some mangoes.
Like yes, like
So
honestly.
speaking of Rihanna, they did. So everybody has always said that Rihanna is always the best smelling person in the room. Like
We know that.
There's
I don't need to
something-
know. I don't
I'm
need
not
no article to know
surprised.
that. I'm not debating that.
You gotta be like, does it smell
Ooh.
like dank though, or like
No.
perfume?
It's
I
like
actually
it's
have
like
a
a
question
sweet
for you
smell.
guys after.
okay.
So
I'm
Rihanna.
gonna try and remember it.
Okay, I'm gonna hurry up. So Rihanna and fuck. I need a thick chick.
Lizzo.
Jill
Jill
Scott.
Scott.
Lizzo.
Jill Scott
Lizzo.
would.
Stop
Jill
fronting.
Scott would
It
worship.
don't get no thicker
got
than
one.
Lizzo.
I got one. I got
Scott
one.
would worship. Like
don't
I
get no
feel like
thicker
she
than
would
Lizzo,
worship the fuck out of your pussy.
No, that's true. But
Lizzo
she looks
already got-
selfish
You
though.
so yeah.
Fuck listen.
She
She
low.
looks selfish.
I could understand what
Who
you're
looks
saying.
selfish?
Jill Scott.
Jill Scott. Okay,
Cause she's from
let
Philly,
us
but it's
see.
fine. Though. She could be selfish. You see
Let
that
us see.
voluptuous
She probably rough
black
you up
let
in
us
the
see.
bedroom, but then
Let us see
like
the
you know.
singer.
Oh.
Let us see, cause she
Let
chocolate.
let us. Oh,
And her
I love
voice
her
is beautiful.
Oh my
and
god!
like I would just eat her pussy while she's singing to me and hit them high notes, and I'll be like, "Oh shit, come back!" But yeah, no, and Lizzo for me, like she has no sex appeal.
I do not like
and,
it.
And the whole thing with the t-shirt and stuff, it didn't matter. She doesn't have sex appeal to me.
There you go.
And
I'm very confused
And
about
it has
Lizzo.
nothing to do with my body shaming or nothing. Just certain people.
She just don't have- yeah,
she
no, you're
don't
right.
have it
She don't
because
got
even
it.
with Rihanna, when she was mad skinny, I was like, ew. Now with this thick neck, come here, shorty. Like
that
I
happy
love
weight.
you. Yeah, like so
That
it's
billionaire
about
weight.
what you like exude, and I prefer a thicker woman. I just need you to have like womanly curves, please. Like I don't even look at slimmer women. That's not. I just need them to kind of
They haven't
look like
reached
me.
their woman body yet.
Yeah, I need that. I need just everything, just the hourglass or like the boobies and the butt. I need all of that, like the big thighs. I love that shit. And-
That's
yeah.
Speaking of Lizzo, I feel like what she's doing right now is just very weird to me because it doesn't feel organic. It feels like it's like
Like a
it
plant.
feels super forced. It feels like what are you doing here?
Yeah,
like
it's not
you can
messy.
be a thicker woman, you
Yeah.
could be a bigger woman, and like just be that. Like if your music is dope, your music is dope. When
Mm-hmm.
she pulled that whole t-shirt shit with the ass out, confusing.
Yeah.
When like even when she puts up these videos of her like in bathing suits and all this good stuff like that, I'm still very confused. Like
No,
I'm
you're
like,
right. You know-
like what are you doing? Because even if it was like a skinnier chick, like you said, who doesn't have sex appeal,
Yeah.
I still would have been like,
Like you know,
because you don't give us
What-
leave us no curiosity. You
It's-
just flaunt it. You're
but
like,
it's not even that.
No, it's not.
Nah,
just-
I would have been. I would have
Why?
been fine. As weird as this may sound, I would have been fine if old school Big Monique tried to pull off some of the things that.
she could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's
when
a
I was
fact.
younger, I wanted to fuck the shit out of
That's
Monique.
a
Yeah.
fact.
Let me
But
tell you
she had-
something.
she had that air about
Yes,
her.
so
Yeah.
I'm talking about Big
We never
Monique
even
too.
been
I
in the
ain't
room.
care. What?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
We never
There was
even been in a
something
room
with
with Monique, but you felt that like
Ah.
oh, okay.
Even now,
I do
Monique,
it.
Ooh.
Now she's skinny now, but I still bust it though.
Yeah, so I'm talking about Big
Listen.
Monique.
Oh,
okay.
Like,
Yeah.
listen, Miss Parker, Miss Parker, Big Miss Parker, come over here, baby. Come here. Let D love up on you.
It's about how you
Let me
feel.
love up on you.
It looks like she make a good mac and cheese, boy. I tell
Oh.
you.
Right afterwards, hold on,
Yeah.
baby. Let me set this at
shit gonna be-
350.
that shit
Shout
gonna
out
be
to Deion Cole for that joke.
That shit gonna be in
Yes.
there.
375. Yeah. Go to Big Chick Crib. Everybody,
go to
everything on
Big Chick.
375.
She said nothing better than some 375 pussy.
What?
Yo, that was the best stand-up I've seen in a
that shit
minute.
was fucking joke.
That, if you guys have
Cole
not
was
watched
hilarious.
Deion Cole
watch it.
on
Yeah.
Netflix, when I tell you that stand-up is great. Like, I was weak the whole entire time.
Yo, Dion, next time you in New York, you gotta holler at us. Come through to the show. We'll make that happen, player.
Good
I've
plug.
randomly seen him at the Greatest Day Ever in Brooklyn a few years
Really?
back. It was weird because he had like his outfit was kind of like weird, but it's like hippie Brooklyn, so whatever. But I'm fucked up, so I'm looking at him and I know it's him, but I'm fucked up, so
Yeah.
I didn't go over there because
Right,
I'm
right.
like I'm
Like,
not
let me not
responsible.
embarrass
Yeah, so I was looking because the girls I was with, they didn't know who it was, and I was like, oh shit, that's Deion Cole, but I didn't say nothing. But he looked like he was having a good time though. It was fun.
I could definitely see Dion in Brooklyn. But he's definitely probably by himself too.
Not Greatest Day Ever, the do-over. Sorry, my
Okay.
bad. Yeah.
So, AK, your celebrity threesome.
Honestly, if I'm gonna do women, I guess, and men too. I don't know who else I would add to my men. I definitely want to fuck Chris Brown. Like that is on my to-do list.
You and 10,000 other women, but yes.
Yeah, it's okay. And I hope one day I'm one of the 10,000.
Sound like you're Jehovah's Witness.
that legitimately is his body count. Too.
Like, I know I don't fit his baby mom stereotype, like, because they all look the same.
Right.
All his children gonna look the same. But, like, listen, I'm on birth control. I'm fucking Chris Brown. But when it comes to women, I probably would have a threesome with Rihanna and Chris Brown together. I feel like that shit would be fucking, like, amazing.
You got a duck,
and I
though.
always say, like, yeah, no, but fuck it, hit me.
That toxic
Hit
sex.
me.
That toxic sex is
sounds
different.
Amazing.
You're like,
It hits differently. You feel me? But
We do not
funniest part is-
condone
mad, I'm
domestic
laughing.
violence or
Yeah.
abuse here on Black at the Berry.
No,
We're
it's
talking
not,
about
it's not
in
funny.
the bedroom.
It's
in
just
the
a
bedroom.
joke.
Yeah,
It's
cynical.
just a
If
joke.
you-
If you're in a domestic violence relationship, make sure to
Please.
call this hotline.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're talking about in the bedroom
Yeah.
that 2 consensual adults or 3 or 4, whatever you're into, have okayed. Back to it.
Funniest thing is, I feel like that's Rihanna throwing the punches.
Nah, that's a fact.
We all know Rihanna beat that nigga.
Yeah, like,
with
come
an
on,
accent
son.
too. She's
Yo,
like, I told you not to stop that.
Exactly. She's a
Who's that
Caribbean
bitch?
woman. Like, come on. We can't,
no, she beat
we can't
him.
act like she wasn't beating his
Yo.
ass. He probably got tired of
And
it.
when the whole documentary came out and they were like, yeah, Rihanna was putting hands on him, I was like, I'm not surprised.
She was definitely putting hands in
I'm like,
feet.
you know what?
Yeah.
No, she was putting
He's light-skinned.
hands, feet,
It's slippers.
everything.
It's
Light-skinned
slippers.
Everything.
I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm so sorry. No.
Let her try that
No,
shit with
it's
somebody else though.
That's a fact.
But-
Let her try that shit with ASAP Rocky now. Nah, ASAP might let her do it.
Well,
ASAP's a whole bitch. She
You'd
might
be
let her
really
do it.
been
surprised how
alleged.
submissive
Yeah,
men are in the
men do
bedroom. And like me being a dom, you see crazy shit. So whatever. So I definitely would have a threesome with Rihanna and Chris Brown. I feel like there would be a little abuse involved, and I'm okay with that. I would consent to it.
Well, shit fire.
I have a tip.
I always have this like weird thing. Like I don't know if I want Erykah Badu to adopt me or if I want to fuck her.
Oh yes, Erica.
I feel like if
definitely wanna
any
fuck
of
her.
y'all who are listening are like psychology majors,
Pocket
you know
pussy.
how Freud was talking about how like you want to kill your mom because you secretly like want to fuck your dad or some shit like that. I want to fuck Erykah Badu, okay? But I also want her to be my mom at the same time.
she like she smells good. too.
She, you know,
She's
but that was
releasing
my
a
question.
incense
That was
of
my
her
question.
pussy.
I want to buy her fucking candle.
I said
like,
the same thing. High five.
Like,
I said
listen,
the same thing. I want
pheromones
yeah,
are a real thing. I've actually read like a couple of people who are sexologists or like sex therapists who have gone around like literally wearing their pussy juice like on them, and they said like the level of attraction like men were gravitating to
That's
them
crazy.
throughout. Like I think somebody did it where they did it for a whole week, just wore their pussy juice, and like men.
How
were
do you
just
even
on
extract
them.
that?
You just rub it. I mean, it's not like you,
Pop, pop.
There was
I
one.
mean, like to bottle it. I mean,
But that's what I want to figure out. Like, so that's why I also want her candle, her
Maybe a
like a
fragrance.
station, like a factory.
Maybe
and
a
just-
sponge, like
No,
a
well, I
tampon
think
type of
they
thing.
said
maybe.
they
Probably.
took it from like her underwear or whatever like that. She
And we
submitted
all
it
know
and they
Erykah
took it.
Badu got some bomb ass pussy. Like
That's
I,
a
Yes,
I
she
would
changed
let her.
lives.
I would
Changed
let her
lives.
change my whole
Could you
fucking life.
imagine
Can
a
we just
threesome
plug-
with Erica and Jill?
Can we just plug this in real quick? If you
so
haven't
good.
seen No Recess / Erykah Badu Pocket Pussy episode right now, it's out on Black and the Bear YouTube. All smiling.
Check it out. Yeah, featuring Buddy Lofton as well as the real
streaming
Jock Lamar.
platforms. Yeah, so we talk about Erykah's Pocket Pussy there because we want her to
And how she
mold a
changes
pocket
lives.
pussy.
Yo, I
Could you
feel like
imagine?
Erica would change. I would be like, my God, I'd probably be praying to the ancestors every day.
You be paying to
But
like rock salt lamp.
Like, yes,
I have one on my desk at work and at home too.
I got a shit ton of crystals at
Yeah,
home. And
I got
some sage
crystals, my
and,
little
like,
altar.
some
Eucalyptus
water.
right
I'm almost there. I just need Erica to change the last
Yeah.
bit of my life.
This lavender eucalyptus mixture.
But she said though the main thing that makes like the men gravitate towards her is that she listens to them, and that's so
Yes.
true.
I remember that episode.
That's so true.
Where I saw that.
Like for instance, like my husband, he's a whole fucking 101 Dalmatian, like dog ass nigga. Like there's a calendar I have at work that is like pets. And there was one with like a rose, and I sent it to him, and I was like, "Oh, babe, look, a selfie. Like, you know, like that's you, you know." But I feel like if you listen, you know, like people just want to be accepted. Like, imagine someone knowing all of you, the flaws and everything, and
accepting
really
the shit out of
accepting
you.
you will fucking flourish so fucking much because
And
you
kill
don't
for
have to
them.
worry.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, you don't got to worry
That's how I
about
feel
being
currently.
judged. You
Fuck
know what
yeah.
I mean? So it's just dope, and I think that's the thing about Erykah Badu.
I feel like that listening shit sounds cool and all, but we all know Erykah Badu has some bomb ass pussy.
No, I mean
But
that
then-
She
but then
listens.
it's
She
everything-
listens.
But
But
then I
that
think-
pussy, I
but
feel
then
like
the
that
reason-
pussy is something else.
But the
It's
reason
a creep
why,
like magic.
But then no, the reason why is because of her and her energy and the way she is.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're gonna the reason why Erykah Badu's fucking the game up and changing so many lives is that you're gonna have some crazy ass conversation with her that led into the sex.
Yes.
Then during the sex, you're gonna say some crazy shit. It's gonna have you thinking sometimes why you still fucking probably. Then afterwards, y'all gonna have a whole conversation breaking down what happened, how it leads to some shit.
And then
in
later
the
on you
universe.
leave, you
And
smoke
then
and you like.
you like, yo, she really laid all that on the guard
That's what I'm
at
saying. She
one
goes over and
time.
just dumps all this shit. Like, here's my energy, my pussy, my ideologies. Here you
Figure
go.
it out.
There you go. See you later.
Yeah, I feel like Erykah Badu is just a threesome in itself.
So it is literally.
That's just-
so.
that's
Dean,
all I need.
tell me,
Sure.
who was your celebrity threesome, man?
All right. So we'll go. I already said it. Erykah and Jill.
Erykah and Jill.
Like my whole life is changing after that.
Because that's
You-
a nasty. That's
It's
That's
a
a nasty
filth.
day.
That's like when you get your dick sucked. You ever
day.
suck dick and you leave a puddle?
that's how it's supposed to
That's
be.
how
though.
it
The
always
balls
should
are
be.
supposed to
But
be
like,
wet.
mind you, the
Excuse me,
whole
what?
bed is fucking.
It gotta be a
soaked.
puddle
It's
underneath you.
Yes.
The ball's supposed to be wet.
When you suck dick, there should
Your
be a
throat-
puddle under him.
Your throat is supposed to be
can y'all,
sore.
Can y'all leave notes for the ladies who are watching?
got
and give
you.
to- okay, thank you.
So, all right. The number one thing that I tell people in order to give a good blowjob or whatever,
Listen up, ladies.
you have to actually enjoy it. And a lot of
That's a
women
fact.
or men, whatever, you know, they don't enjoy it. And then you go into it like, oh, I'm going to please my partner. No, you got to really
I
wanna,
get wet off of sucking dick.
I come off a sucking dick. This
Yes.
shit is weird. But anywho's, so
Shout out to y'all.
you got to...
Like,
Shout out
no
to y'all.
foreplay needed. I'm sucking
Yeah,
your dick.
nah.
We could go right to the chase after that. Like,
And that was the best thing, even with the little squirt, what I call them. So like
No, time out. Did you just say little?
little squirt, that's his
Squirt.
nickname.
So,
So
Denzel, please insert a yes, please. A fucking Looney Tune animation.
I'm about to little squirt. squirt.
Oink, oink.
After he comes,
and I can't just keep.
Like
he was
confetti.
just,
he said, you got to be quicker than that.
But I'm still ready to go.
You got to be quicker than that.
We ain't shit here, Black and the Berry. We don't proclaim to be.
little like a medium
squirt,
size,
there you
little
go.
squirt.
Squirtle, squirt.
Because when the dick is
little
like
dicks
mad,
are perfect to practice on.
exactly. And so
Perfect.
what it became was like a sleeping pill kind of. So for like 3
A
months.
goddamn sleeping pill.
No, listen. For 3 months, I
take y'all.
would suck his dick before I went to bed, like make him come, and I would go to sleep. I would do it every single night for like 3 months because I don't know, I was on this kick, but it was lit.
My little dick nigga, I did the same thing.
See, boom, see, we here.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was great practice dick. To
So
be
you know
honest,
what?
like
that's kind of gratifying because I don't get blowjobs every day, so that must mean something.
yeah, I mean
Maybe.
well, some dicks, it just depends on the woman, but like my husband, I actually like love. Oh, sorry, this is making me nostalgic. Anyway,
all right, Jill.
sorry. But I
You can do
love.
another poem right now if you want to go ahead with it. Now we ain't mad at it.
By all means, please.
wait, she's
Yeah.
giving dick sucking tips.
Say, give me a poem about dick sucking tips. Who knows?
You gotta. Have y'all heard about
No.
this
Tell us.
thing? It's called the velvet tongue. So like there, like when I was waiting to, for us to get started, I was like writing something down, like these notes. Can I share that? That's like
Fuck
literally-
yes. Fuck yes.
Okay.
This is fuck yes. This is what we hear. Go
So-
ahead.
The velvet tongue. I got
fucking
a
ahead.
velvet do-rag. Is that the same kind of...
Nah, I'm gonna explain to y'all.
Silky.
Yeah, let me see if I can find
R.P. John
it.
Witherspoon.
Yeah, R.I.P. Big Dog.
So it's just notes. I'm gonna flesh it out eventually, but it's called the velvet tongue. Maybe out of pocket, but I'm gonna go for it. I want to worship it like a religious artifact, tucked away from civilizations for centuries. Using my tongue as a compass, tracing my favorite vein, I warmed up some honey prior to welcome him. Please invite me in. Right? So that's what I was writing, I'm gonna flesh it out. But the velvet tongue, basically, you okay?
What's the flesh? What do we have to flesh out?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
If I didn't say it before, I
I'm
love my
sucking dick
fucking
in the
show.
car.
No,
After
I'm
this
right here
episode,
with y'all.
So it's like
Big
warm.
man, you're winning out here, player.
It's like warm
We pulled
liquid.
over.
we not driving next to cars. Like we got to.
Officer, sorry.
You guys got any back roads out here?
Officer, sorry. Have you ever had Lewinsky while you're driving?
Whiskey. It's like you warm up like warm liquid, and then like prior to, and then when you give head, it's like this warm kind of like your mouth becomes like a pocket pussy almost. Like it's warm, and you could feel
What's
like
the liquid
everything.
that you use?
You could use like I guess tea, but you could use some people use honey.
Babe,
Yeah, but it's called the velvet tongue. So
Just winked at me.
yeah, that shit is fire. Yeah.
I've
That's
also
like
used.
when you get your dick sucked with an ice cube in there.
Nah, you
Wouldn't that
gotta.
bother you?
No,
Wow.
I've never used the ice cube. I
got my
actually
pussy
probably
in.
have. No, I've had my pussy in with ice cube.
Not a whole ice cube.
I've
you know,
used
but
like
it's
pop
cool.
rocks.
Pop rocks.
Listerine strips.
Pop rocks, Listerine strips. Yes. It's the cooling sensation
shitting
in
me?
your
Yeah.
mouth. You put the Listerine strip on and then go at it. And it's like
Altoids?
yes, Altoids. I haven't done Altoids yet. It's been on my list, but we just bought a new pack of Altoids today. All right, cool.
But you know what? That's not.
Black of the berry, baby. Come on
Note
now.
taking.
Come on,
But you
Black.
know what? But you know what though? After sucking dick, you're gonna need an Altoid anyway. So
Listen, but
unless your
Pop
pH
Rocks
levels
is
is
mad
good.
fun. Pop Rocks like is definitely like more so like because like you get like this like sweet flavor, blah blah blah, and then like it has
It's
like
like
the
July
little-
4th in
like
your
it's like
mouth.
yeah, and then you're sucking dick and like boom, and then you gotta clean it up too to make sure there's like no sticky shit there once you're done with
I
the
don't know
Pop
if I'm
Rocks.
tearing from excitement or just.
It's tearing. That's so funny.
I don't know.
But like
well.
literally,
What have you?
What is your tip?
I feel like when you suck dick, like there's this thing called slow sex. It's actually a
a slow
spray that you put in your mouth and it makes your mouth water a lot more. So I'm into like spit play and stuff like that. So it's perfect. You into spit play?
I have a question.
Yes.
So I listen.
Just talking to the mic, whatever you're
sometimes-
doing. Just talking to the mic,
Sorry.
yeah.
People get upset about when they say they're fucking and like people like spit in their mouth, and I love it. And
I
is
love
that weird?
shit. No, I
Okay,
love
it's
that
not
shit.
weird. Okay.
I'm into like OD
They
spit
about to
play.
fuck.
It's
after
not
this.
a loogie. It's not a loogie. It's just
No,
like,
you just like let
it's
it
a
like
little
drip.
like put
So-
real quick.
My partner, he actually got me the slow sex like spray or whatever like that for Christmas.
Where can I
And
get
like
that?
literally like I remember like at one
Yeah,
of my
Amazon. I'm
shoots-
guessing.
How about say on Amazon? Amazon
I
has
have
everything.
to remember like
Adam
I
and
don't
Eve? Is
remember
that where
because
we
he
are?
bought it too. But like I remember at like one of my shoots, like one of the girl like she was like I'm into spit play, but I had like my bag on me because I like I shoot in a hotel, so I'm obviously staying the night. Like, so I have all my toys with me, like all that good shit. So then, like, I actually sprayed it and like I spit in her mouth. But when you like do spit play, like you're not like hot to-ing.
No, exactly.
You're just like kind of like letting it like
dribble
from your mouth. Like it's like very slow. It's very sensual. It's like actually nothing like disrespectful about it. Cause like I feel like people associate spit play with like some disrespectful shit. Now here and there, sometimes I want to be disrespected, right? So like you got hawk too on my face or some shit like that. Like I'm into some shit. Like you feel me? Like I'll be sending this nigga like text messages like, yo, I want you to spit on my face while I'm sucking your dick and slap me afterwards. Like, let's get it.
Shake my hand.
But
sir, you are winning.
I feel like I feel like when you are sucking dick, like to be honest, spit is like important. Like
imperative.
It should be like when you're sucking dick, it should be making noise like that slob. Like
I agree.
Macaroni sound.
Yes, like the macaroni doesn't only happen when you're fucking. And then I did like a poll the other day because like somebody put up this like post or whatever like that talking about sucking balls and like they were like, oh, we hate that shit, blah blah blah. And I'm like,
gonna be single forever, bitch.
100%.
I'm like, what the fuck? So I put up a poll. Majority like the guys were like, nah, they bugging. And then like the women like I'm like, y'all want to hear like what these guys are saying in my DMs and stuff like that. Suck these balls, ladies. Like literally. And forever, like there's a tip. Boy, this is a dick, right? Whenever I'm like sucking balls or something like that, you see that little part that's like up here? Massage it this way. So it's like, all right, cool. So now you're sucking balls.
Counterclockwise or clockwise?
That's clockwise.
Yeah,
I always massage like the tip, like at the top, because to be honest, shaft is cool, but that little thing up there, that little thing up there, you want to like, just massage that bitch and spit. Also, that's also one of my tricks because I have TMJ, so my jaw, like, it can lock up on me, like, at any moment. So sometimes when I don't feel like really sucking dick, I'll be sitting there, like, spitting, and I'll just be, like, looking like I'm jerking off that shit, and I'm just, like, kind of just massaging the head and just adding hella spit to it.
You need hella spit.
Them lazy ass blowjobs.
And I just got two little
boy,
small.
like, what is all this?
Well, one of my personal tricks, and then we'll be
let it lock in there.
Going in.
No.
Is I actually?
Oh no, we're not done. We got time.
Oh, okay.
Don't rush.
So
baby.
I personally, I pull like the base down a little bit, like make the skin taut, so the nerve endings are exposed at the top, and then I make like the popping sound, like the on it,
what?
Like the on it.
Hold on. One more time, please.
I like that.
And so, like, you suck it till it makes that sound. Will you be like I'll get a dose.
Listen, I share videos.
I'm gonna head out, yeah.
So that, and then I also, and I know a lot of people don't like teeth or whatever, but I don't do like a lot of teeth. I'll just like lightly.
I'm okay with a little
and
grazing.
Men like
little
grazing. Men like
I'm
that.
okay with that. I'm okay with a little grazing. Little grazing never hurt nobody.
And when you're deep throating, if you swallow while the dick is going to the back of your throat, it gives you like more room and it stops the gag reflex. So like if you swallow on it and your throat is closing on it, it gives them a sensation because the head fills the back of your throat.
I really want to watch you suck dick now.
And yeah, and then when you gagging, it gives you that extra slick spit that normally wouldn't produce. So I like to gag on purpose.
Did I tell y'all that I love my fucking show?
Listen, if you want to record a video of you sucking dick, I'll send you some shit in return because I want to see. Or I could be there. I would just sit to myself and just watch. It sounds amazing.
All dick sucking submittings must be cleared by Black of the Berry. You must send it to Black of the Berry 5654.
I did not even know we were going to be talking about.
You really gave me that
You know what I'm saying? We're already here. We already here.
No, but the greatest thing is like when
ladies, take notes, please.
It's like you're just like
it's just super poetic.
That's what I like to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just move
it's a little crazy, but
it's a lot of crazy.
It's not crazy.
Y'all are definitely coming back.
We didn't even
follow-up episode.
Back to what we were supposed to talk about.
Do we?
What are we talking about?
We're talking about all this shit.
I've been trying to look over your shoulder so I could see, but
No, we're
Yeah,
here.
same.
We're basically we've literally we've covered everything. Like besides asking, like where did thick skin come from? And did they receive any
Shellz,
pushback?
can you
but
give us-
after
can you-
this, who's gonna give them pushback?
No, yeah. Can you give us
Like
one
you
more
see what I'm
poem?
saying? Like fuck out of
You
here.
have one more in the stash?
All right, hold on,
Oh,
I gotta
okay,
find one.
yeah. We'll get
ooh,
there.
and this one.
Ooh, okay. Oh, you know what? Hold on.
You got a couple.
Before you get into that, we do have a request. Shellz, this is a question that Los and I came up with.
Okay,
I want to
okay.
ask you.
Okay.
Why the fuck you so nasty?
I can't. That shit, the way you asked it, it's fucking hilarious.
Yo, this is the best.
I feel like we family here, America.
This is
Shout out
the
to Bernie Mac. We family with family.
Yeah, why am I so nasty?
Family.
That's so funny. You gotta be
love
like,
it. I love
because I'm a
it.
Scorpio. No,
Shout out to Scorpios.
No,
That's it, all right?
I'm talking about them damn kids.
y'all look crazy.
Oh, listen, my day has gotten a whole lot better, let me tell you.
But am I really nasty
them
though?
them
Like,
damn kids.
it-
To the
You sound filthy,
yeah.
No,
but filth is amazing.
this is positive. No, because you know
you
what?
look
though?
dirty.
Because I wanna tie it to the point that she made earlier, just on being a sense of like we're all adults, we all have sex, and some of us like nasty, disgusting sex, and that is okay.
Shake my hand.
You see what I'm saying? And so like that's why I just wanted to like so I don't want you to feel as if we're like
Shaming
No.
you.
yeah no like
Judgment-free zone.
because fucking like we're all here for the shit. You know what I mean? This is gonna improve a lot of our lives
Like I said, this is a safe space for creatives and
of all kind. Of all kind.
The lip
That is so
twitch.
funny.
I wish that Matt would cue my own camera, but it's all right. It's all right. Oh, it's on me now.
Listen, Los.
I
Big
think,
Sexy don't want to get his own camera.
All right, it's all right.
That's-
God MC right here. Hold on, Matt. I know I'm sharing it right now with Miss AK, but yes, we got our camera.
all of the chocolate.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of chocolate. I want Melanin Mountain, as they would call it. All right.
For me,
Damn right. That's in my pro forma.
Yo,
I need camera time.
that's so funny.
Go
y'all
fuck
need to
yourself.
add these little.
Yeah, the
You need to add
captions.
these little
That shit is
notepads
so
into
funny.
your episodes because that shit would be jokes.
So this is okay.
That shit would be jokes because he's funny over there.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
You guys are not seeing this. Hey, friend. But honestly, like these little notepad things keep on popping up so we can see them. Like, so we know like when to talking to the mic, when to back up, when to do X, Y, and Z. But these shits has been hilarious this whole
It's so
episode.
You lucky-
Shout
You're
out to Social Media House. Listen,
Yeah.
y'all can use the code BerryGang1. Listen, that's the free
Yes.
promo right
Uh-huh,
there.
uh-huh.
But remember, they're in all 50 states. It's still always going to be Marcus and Matt, but depending on that state or region, they change. So we were recently in Colorado, actually.
Shout out
We don't know-
Boulder.
yeah, so we shot an episode in Colorado, and then there was a Colorado version of Matt and Marcus there, who are the producers. So no matter where you go, Social Media House is there, and you're just gonna have that region's version. That's why I was asking we could smoke, but of course,
You
this
don't have
is
Colorado, man.
yeah, we don't got Colorado Matt. We got the New York Matt. He's funny, but he just ain't as cool at times.
So really break it down is I spent a lot of time like not being comfortable in my own skin. And even today I was like
I
apprehensive.
feel that. I understand that.
I was
hear you.
apprehensive because I'm like, there's so much more to me than being lusty. But it's
an onion.
a really big part of me, and I feel comfortable like speaking about it. And I think that's what helps you be nasty. Like to know that you're not gonna be judged or you don't give a fuck about being judged.
Fuck 'em.
This is me. Whatever. And when you were saying about the shame, I don't ever want to be like that. Like I had the sex talk with my daughter. She's 10. So she already knows. I mean, she
Perfect
does
age.
she does think that people
Yes,
just,
it is the perfect age because they're exposed to it at school anyway. So perfect, good shit for you.
She does think that people only have sex to make babies, but I just didn't want to tell her it's fun yet. When she
Okay,
gets
of course.
13, 14, because I've been
That's too young to say it's fun.
I
but-
started at 13. And the only reason why my mother ended up
I started around
finding
that age too. I hear you.
I held it in for 2 years.
Sorry, Mom.
And the only reason why my mom thought to say something to me is because I had a friend at that time that was pregnant. My mother had a fish dream. And she comes to me and she's like, "Are you fucking?" And I had to like be honest. And I'm thankful because then she took me to the doctor and I started to get, my checkups and everything. And I just want my daughter to be honest and open with me and not be afraid, because I feel like your house, and I tell her the world is wicked. But when you're with me in this house, I'm preparing you for the world. And I don't want her to be uncomfortable with that shit. Like, just go out and be yourself. And I told her, you're going to come across a lot of people that will stifle you. Don't ever dim your light for nobody, not even me. And so
keep shining.
that's where the...
Hold on.
Peace.
Shine
bright like a diamond.
Honestly, like my little sister, she's 4. And she already knows what a uterus is. She knows what a penis is. She knows all of that shit. Like
Uterus.
Yeah, like
She might as well, because you think about it, you have the, because we tell little kids the JJ and then wee.
Yeah.
So you might as well say
she knows
penis,
that the baby
vagina.
comes from a uterus. She's like, she knows, like, well, as much as you can explain to a 4-year-old.
Right.
So it's like she knows like certain things, but I'm like, okay, cool. Like, so now that she knows this, it like leads for us like later on in life to be able to have that conversation with her a lot easier because
She's more aware.
She's more aware.
Absolutely,
like,
facts.
she was like 3 years old when she got like they happened to be like passing a store, like a doctor's office, and happened to have a uterus on there. She's like, what the fuck is that, Mom? And then so my mom explained it to her and everything like that. And then after that, she like used to ask my mom, like, can you look up the uterus? I want to see what it looks like, blah, blah, blah. And then like, it led for conversations, but like definitely like I feel like you definitely have to have those conversations with your kids, especially like.
Well, in today's day and age too, especially because everything is so overly sexualized
It happens
anyway.
so early.
So if you don't control the narrative in your own house, however it is or however the way you do control the narrative, your kid then at times can go out there looking for shit, and then they fall into some trouble because they weren't adequately prepared at home, or they didn't feel that their house was open enough that they can come home and then speak to their parents and shit about them. That's how they get in trouble. Like shout out to my parents, shout out to Maurice and Brenda for being completely open and cool with just I was able to come home and talk about anything. Like I had like I would bring my mother preferred me to bring my girlfriends to our house than me go over there, because it was like if some shit happens, let me be the one catch you versus you get caught by somebody daddy. And then your daddy daddy gotta go make a call. I mean, excuse me, gotta go over there, not a call, because Maurice is going to do it his damn self.
Right.
And I got that shit honestly from Maurice. So we gonna shout out to Maurice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big shout out. Yeah.
Lord, my daddy need Jesus.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, lucky for me, when I was a kid, I didn't really have the sex talk. My mom was, my parents are Caribbean, so I was always like, my mom was like, don't let me. That's my mom's number one. That's my sex talk. Don't let me hear you getting somebody pregnant. Don't let me catch you not wearing condoms. I was like, all right, well, I guess I gotta wear condoms. I guess I gotta not get girls pregnant. So I was like, okay.
Were you a late bloomer or early?
I lost my virginity at like 14. So
I feel it was a 13, 14.
Yeah.
Where did you guys lose your virginity at?
in my childhood room.
Yeah, in my room. Yeah.
See, my facial expressions be giving.
And
I feel like we both,
and my
okay.
mom was downstairs. She didn't even know. We just closed the door.
I was home alone though. I had to do what I had to do, boy.
She was close. Yeah, I was like a risk taker in certain regards, because it was like I was the good kid anyway. So it was like, to me, it was like,
fuck it.
if I get caught fucking, like, that's like, if that's the worst thing that I'm giving y'all, now it's really not that bad.
Can I tell y'all a story
out here who was like fucking
hear
people
what
up
shows.
on some real shit. So it was like,
let's go.
It's not a savage story, but it's a story because I told y'all, like, so before I got into high school, I was already smoking weed and fucking. So I was like, oh, no social.
I wasn't doing that in high
no
school.
social pressures.
Yeah.
I was already good. So it was like, I think it was around like 10th grade. I don't know. It was like summertime. I had this girl come over and we were talking for a while, and we ended up having sex, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I feel like the man, because you're like still younger. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. She's pleased, whatever. So my dad pulls up and I'm like, oh shit, like what the fuck? Like I didn't know he was coming home. So I'm like, her car's in the driveway already, and she's already old. She's like 2 years older than me. So so my dad comes in. He's like, who's here? I was like, my friend. And he was like, tell us you gotta go. And I walked up there, I was like, yeah, my dad said you gotta go. He said, but I guess you could come back another time. so she leaves. My dad was like, we're not gonna tell your mom, but how old is she? I was like, she's a couple years older than me. He was like, I'm proud of you, boy. I was like, yeah, Dad.
I would have been fucking in the car.
I would have those moments moments with my kids, like
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, you can't just go to your dad about this shit. I want to hear this shit too. Like,
That's a fact.
all right,
my
cool.
mom was
never-
very sheltered
Yeah.
growing up, and my mom was a very like pristine young lady. So she was type of like no elbows on the table type. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Yeah, nah, I never. Really
So
would
my
talk
mom was
about,
like-
I never like even my dad never really talked about like any like of my exploits like that. I do remember the first time that I ate some pussy. I was in 10th grade, and I remember I had after everything was done, I walked her to her house because she walked her.
What a fucking gentleman.
And now
Yeah,
you love
Ate,
it.
ate her out and you walked her home.
Now he love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Walked
So
her home.
walked her home
Sweet.
afterwards, and then
Come with
my
me.
first stop was to Steez or Sleaze, depending on the day. I stopped at he's my best friend, so I stopped at his house and was like, "Yo, son,
Guess
you gotta-
what?
Yo, you got to do this. This shit tastes magical."
He said, you smell that right now?
Only if the pH levels is right. though.
That's my pussy breath.
Yeah.
The pussy
Yeah.
breath.
The pussy.
It was so the shit was so hilarious because it was just like I'm just imagining because I remember like his living room at the time in his house. I remember he was sitting, he was like, "Word." What did she do? She did what? You know what? Hold on. Like he got the sidekick out. He was starting to go to work. He said, "Oh, listen. I'll tell you by the end of the weekend. You know what I mean? We'll be on the same page."
I didn't even know I was coming the first time I had head. I just was getting hot. But he ate me out on the top of a laundry, like a washing machine. And
Was it
yeah.
on?
No, I was just sitting there.
Like
it was
Rip
kind of.
Cycle.
I asked him. I was like, "Can you do that thing you did where you put your mouth on it?" Like that's how I was. But my first time, it was actually at my childhood's best friend's house. It was her cousin. We had been priming each other for like a year, and I did the dumb shit like, "Oh, I'm gonna have sex with him so he like me" type of bullshit thing. And so her mom would go out to like the bar, so we would be in the crib by ourselves. But like you said, you're the good kid. So my mom didn't really suspect nothing. So we had moved out of my hometown. We went to a new town, but she would let me go to my hometown. So
Because you the good kid.
because I'm the good kid, because I ain't get in trouble.
gonna do that.
I got away with so much shit just because I was
Yo,
good.
talk about it.
fucked up.
Meanwhile, you over there getting the kachuk 5,000.
Exactly. Gawk 5,000. So we're upstairs and we're having sex, and it was the most like painful thing. His dick was like too big. I don't know, for me to be a newbie. It was crazy. So
Fucking with a horse, probably.
probably, I don't know. He was like your height. So, halos. No, I'm kidding. So,
Right.
so I remember.
All right.
I remember one.
right.
I'm only kidding. I don't want to get.
No,
beat
it's
up
all
in
right,
the
it's all right.
Yeah. No problem. She's
Jokes.
happily married. All that
Yeah,
kind of no
jokes,
problems.
jokes,
Just
jokes.
jokes. No problem. No
I was
problem.
saying me, not I don't want to get beat up. So,
Yeah, you know she comes with them sister cuts, boy.
right? See? I don't got the time. So I think like once the cherry pop, it started feeling good. It started getting great, and then all of a sudden there's a knock on the door, and my best friend says, "Rachel, your stepfather is here with your clothes," because he had to bring my clothes for me. So I'm sitting here trying to like button this shirt, put my pants on. I'm about to fall down the steps. I get to the door. Hey. And he's like, "What are y'all doing?" And I was like, "Oh, we just upstairs listening to music." And then I got my clothes. I was like, "Okay, thanks." By the time I got back upstairs, this nigga had his clothes on. It was over with. Like, I didn't even get to... It was horrible. So that was my first time. So.
I have a caught story. Well, we didn't get caught having sex, but
You go
Like-
cut with your pants down.
nah, like her dad had to have known. He came to the crib. She was like in the bathroom. I'm sitting there. I was like breathing heavy, and then like my shirt was like sweating a little bit. My shirt was like a little fucked up too.
Niggas like,
The neck all stretched
Yeah,
out.
but the thing about it is, I'm big.
It smell funky
Like
up in here.
I was like bigger at the time. I'm big and he's big too. But then it was like I'm in his house. I was like, shit. I don't know if he got a gun. I was like, at first, my first instinct was like to get out. And then after that, it just turned into, if we gonna do it, we about to do it in this motherfucker. Like two gorillas are gonna fight, and one of us is walking out, and I'm betting on me because I'm using weapons. I was like, we were in her because at first I was in her room when I first was looking at everything. I was looking around. I'll never forget. She had 3 pictures on her dresser, which was kind of like next to the window, and then next to her bed, she had some other shit on there, and I was like positioned right in between there. So like, yeah, he was between me and the door, but we gonna have to meet. That was like my first thought, and then he just kind of was like, he was kind of cool about it. Don't get me wrong. I was like 20. Like I was in my 20s. Like we were grown when it happened, but still, like we're in his like.
I mean,
It's in his house, like fresh out of college though. So that's still different. It's like,
as long as she's that
fresh
age,
out of college,
then
yeah.
You were 21. You were illegal.
In his. Like,
I would have shot your big
in
ass.
his house, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
I would have shot your big ass.
This is football player Justin I'm talking
Right.
about. Yeah. So it was like, yes, I didn't know how he was gonna take it. I was like, okay, like how's this?
Fresh out of college is different.
Yeah,
I almost got
you're in
caught.
this weird space, like you're an adult, but then like you still.
And you probably, if you went away to school, it's a little different.
Yeah,
like,
you
your
see what I'm
parents
saying?
are kind of like more understanding. Like shit, he was probably living this life already.
Yeah,
but
big slut.
Now you're living this
But
life.
I was in her. The issue
in
was
our
I was
house.
in-
That doesn't
I was in
mean
her-
shit. That doesn't mean
Shaming
shit.
Like, if it was my crib, it wouldn't have mattered. But I was in his. I was like, I didn't know how he was gonna.
I mean, I used to
react.
have co-ed sleepovers since I was in high school. Like that.
Word?
My parents were like okay with
Real
it. Like I
trusting.
had like a real like best friend group. Like so we had like two guys that were in our group that we were like super cool with.
Were they gay?
No, they weren't.
Oh,
they were
okay.
very like. I remember somebody got fucked during one of our like sleepovers. Like for my 17th birthday, like my parents took us to like the Poconos. They rented like 3 different
Villas and shit.
yeah, they rented like 3 different like condos, I think.
Well, your parents is lit.
And like the guys had their own like little like apartment. My parents had their own apartment below our apartment. The girls had their own apartment. And they were like, you know, like mid through the trip, they were like, why the fuck did we do this? Because the guys have been staying in your space this whole time. Which it was a little confusing too, because I'm like, you guys allow them to spend the night at our house like days and days in, like, you know? So I'm like, nothing new gonna happen that hasn't possibly already happened
Right.
or anything like that.
Niggas been playing spin the
But-
bottle already.
Yeah, like but we didn't even have that dynamic, so it was like whatever. But to go on to the first time stories, I almost got caught when I lost my virginity. I lost my virginity at church.
In the church?
Yeah. In the Sunday school room.
I'm gonna do the episode from over here because God about to strike our ass.
So I only have one concern. It
Did you
wasn't the
finish?
teacher.
No, it wasn't the
Okay.
teacher.
Ooh,
it
okay,
wasn't
okay.
like the reverend. It
Okay,
wasn't
cool.
any of that shit like that.
Everything else, go for it.
Yeah, I was like dating this guy, blah, blah, blah. We were like messing around.
Came under the
for,
Lord's
like-
house.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't come, but
Oh.
whatever.
She lost her virginity, so
I just
That's a whole
lost-
nother
everybody.
subject.
I just
girl.
lost
We
my.
got to-
That is a whole nother topic.
Oof.
We'll definitely have y'all back on. So
Yes, please.
Dean's like, what?
Yeah,
Don't
we gotta. The
He's like,
next
huh?
topic. Is, we could get into toys. We could get into like submissives, doms, all that good shit.
Oh,
but
yeah.
whatever.
We're doing the march.
Long story short, yeah, like me and my ex, this was my first, like we were messing around prior to. I was younger than he was. He was like 2 years older than me or something like that. So I feel like we started messing around probably when I was like 13, maybe 14. So it was like simple shit, like, you know, jerking off, like fingering, like maybe some head here and there. And then one day, I will never forget, it was like Communion Sunday.
Not
So you
not
know it's the
communion.
first week,
Sunday.
the first
Okay,
Sunday
come on.
Right?
of the month. And my grandmother sent me to church so I could go to Sunday school, whatever like that. He was there. I'm like, all right, cool. So we end up like the Sunday school room was on a stage like downstairs. You know where they do like your repasses that and all
What
that
church
good
did you go
stuff.
to?
Corona Congregational Church.
Damn.
Okay,
I'm not-
because no, for a
I'm
second,
not
because you
religious
were
anymore.
because you were explaining.
Well, after that, I hope
my
not.
churches. No, the only reason why is because like you were explaining my original church homes,
Yeah.
like
Every church got
set
that,
up.
I
that
feel like
Sunday.
every-
Nah, but like the way she
Nah.
was
I used
saying
to.
it, and it because like I remember being young, like a few of those church relationships, I remember witnessing.
Yes.
So that's why I was just like,
That Sunday school's
like,
always downstairs,
what
boy.
Sunday
So,
church you go to
like-
again now?
So like you had to go downstairs. There was like the little choir like closet and the bathrooms and the kitchen and everything like that. But then you had to go down like it was like another room like where you got to go down the stairs and then the stage was like all the way to the back. So like prior to we'd like mess around like in any room we found available. Like oh shit, like nobody's in the choir closet, so let's just go mess around here. Let's go there. So I ended up in the Sunday school room and I knew my grandmother was not pulling up for like a calm second. So I'm like, all right, cool. fuck it.
Literally.
Literally. Like, he's like, we're like getting to our normal whatever. And I'm like, I looked at him and I was like, do what you want to do. And he's like, what? And I'm like, do what you want to do. Like, that's it. And then so he like bent me over, blah, blah, blah. He like fucks me, like whatever. And then like, we're done. I guess he comes or whatever. So then we go upstairs and my grandmother is shooting me a text like, where are you? And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm here. And she's like, nobody has said they seen you upstairs in like mad long. So like, where are you? And I'm like, oh my God. I'm downstairs, like in like the, the little area, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I went there and I checked and I did not see you. I was like, that's crazy because I'm here. Like,
right. I've been here.
And like, she like, I feel like she was like rather suspicious because like he was missing too, blah, blah, blah. And like I said, he was older than me. So it was like,
Thought he should take advantage of you or something.
Like, where the fuck are you at? I almost got caught. It was kind of crazy.
Kind of traumatizing a little bit.
Low key, high key. And like also like I didn't even like you know how they like call it like popping the cherry or something like that.
Your hymen didn't break.
It's your hymen. Your hymen does not break. That's like a myth. Your hymen doesn't break, it just pushes down. And that's why you like bleed. So it's not a breaking. And some people who they don't bleed when they lose their virginity, it's not because like of anything else, it's just because their hymen might have already been down anyway. So,
look at I'm learning so much today.
Listen, today has been.
Don't you even do it. Don't you even outro me. You know why?
Why?
Because I want to leave off with one of this one's Sweet Nectar Ladies
and then,
lusty puns, and then you can outro me.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Let's do it. Let's grand slam it with the lustiest shit you got.
I don't want to be lusty.
Okay,
Can I
well,
do something else.
Oh yeah, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, be
But
powerful.
I've been lusty this whole.
Yeah, read another one. That's all I meant.
Yeah.
I just want more balls. That's all it is.
More bars. All right, this is called The Calling.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel it's only right we stop and go in this. There's no way, absolutely no way, this type of bond can be fully recognized in one lifespan. It is too powerful. I had to know you 3 lives ago when you ruled over an ancient city of people, and I educated the children and healed the sick with my remedies. I have some questions. Do you not ever wonder about that? Like at what age I met you for the very first time? What was it that drew us to one another each experience? What repelled us further? How were we ripped away from another? This love transcends dimensions, so it couldn't possibly be over due to something fickle. Like, where is our blood pact we made, resting in the soil of some garden, intertwined amongst the strongest roots, where our tears watered the grass as we longed for another? Whence constellation did we nestle in, as stars? When I took my last breath, was I encased in your arms? Did I kiss your lids and say, see you in the next one, babe? Had to. My heart wanders with a purpose to where you are, even if it's right next to me. I'm looking forward to finding home again and again.
Peace, 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 peace,
My
motherfucking peace. And that's that shit I was talking about earlier when I said you can literally follow, you can see the imagery, and you're so vivid in your poetry no matter what. And on that motherfucking note,
not only that, but you could be sexy, but you could be intelligent, witty, smart, beautiful.
Yes, it's all of it.
And this and look at right here, people. Look at it. Embrace it.
This is the 21st century black woman.
I don't even got to do it. Go ahead.
She don't even give a fuck no more. She gonna take and control hers and do whatever it is that she likes to do. Listen, I am Dean. That is the Madman Los.
Thank you.
That is AK. That is Shellz Pens. This has been Black at the Berry Midnight. You can bet your ass that both of them will be back on again.
Excited. I'm so excited.
This has been such a pleasure.
I can't stand up right now.
Thank you.
Peace, love, and chicken, and we out, baby.
Peace.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much for coming.